Holy fuck, it's been an entire month since I last uploaded, and that video got 1,000, over 1K views. That's so crazy, guys. That's so fucking bonkers. Oh my god, everyone's gonna suck my dick. Oh my god. I think all of us remember 2016 YouTube, and even if you weren't even like part of the community back then, you've at least heard cringy ass 12-year-old kids going, 2016 YouTube was the best, or just like 20-year-olds just who have nothing going on in their lives that they want to bring up 2016 YouTube. Yeah, if you don't know already, the internet nowadays is a censored playground for corporations. In 2016 it wasn't. It was starting to get like that, but it wasn't like that completely. A lot of content creators still had a lot of creative freedom, and by creative freedom they can get a hard R and get away with it. I mean, until PewDiePie did it, that was really bad. But yeah, 2016 we had freedoms, we had rights, and now we're kind of, yeah, I mean, if you look at YouTube now compared to 2016, you can see the huge decline in quality because YouTube pushes a very hard rubric on how to succeed here. Even I've experienced someone with 200 subs that I have to kind of like follow, where YouTube really shifted its audience towards children, despite the fact that there's a YouTube Kids app. For some reason, YouTube still thinks it's necessary to fuck everything up. So yeah, it's true. YouTube has not been the same since 2016. And looking back at 2016, I can admit it was good. It was special. It was also very cancerous. And me just saying the word cancerous as an insult is so 2016 of me. Now, satire was the biggest thing of 2016, and I bring it up for a good reason because every channel, I'm telling you, every popular channel in 2016 for like more of a mature audience, like 12 to 18 whatnot, they all hid behind layers and layers of satire, making fun of people, commenting on drama. Just pretty much all their videos revolved around something slightly offensive that they covered up by saying it's satirical. And if you don't know what satire means, okay, well, the actual term for satire means is to make fun of something while trying to apply a deeper meaning out of it. Okay, my biggest nitpicks of 2016 YouTube is people were just super ableism, just fucking terrible to people with disabilities. I literally hate using the R slur, and I know there's some people that are watching this going, you fucking snowflake, you just said the R slur, you're not even, you're too scared to say retard, haha, you fucking nerd. That word, even though it's an actual scientific definition for people who are mentally challenged, that word has been driven to the fucking ground from people from 2016. And I keep bringing that up because 2016 was the time where I started seeing slurs and shit like that being thrown around the most, and it was just this toxic battleground. It was insane. Even looking back on it as someone who, obviously I'm a teenager, I'm not gonna lie, like I make pretty offensive jokes in my quiet time. I mean, if I'm famous one day and someone finds some old Discord DMs of me, and then yeah, go feel free to cancel me, but like I'm a normal kid, so I totally get how offensive humor is funny. Like it's edgy, it's so silly. Oh my god. At the same time, 2016 YouTube was kind of bad, so it made sense for its ultimate downfall. Now, the biggest names during this era, there was a lot of them, and I'm only gonna list the ones I'm personally interested in because I'm gonna be for real. There was a lot of slop back then, and I was very particular about my slop back then. So in 2016, my shit back in the day was fucking Filthy Frank. And if you don't know who Filthy Frank is, that's crazy because he's Joji. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that by now. Filthy Frank was just amazing. He was awesome. Here, I'll even play some of his clips. Yeah, so random, raw XD is so funny, so fucking bonkers. Now, when you look back and like what I've kind of talked about, oh shit, I need to move away from the microphone. When you look back, when you consider what I've mentioned so far in the clip I just showed you, it kind of just seems like 2016 YouTube was this playground for just randomness and offensive to be offensive. There's a lot of reasoning behind this. There were, as much as satire was driven to the ground and kind of pasted everywhere as a defense for what are just terrible takes on the internet, it did serve a purpose back then, and this era of YouTube was used unironically to pass like pretty important things. Like honestly, I kind of miss it. And nowadays, if you wanted someone to be sincere or transparent, you're just not gonna get that online. You have better luck making friends in person than finding a YouTuber who's like actually honest with their audience. Most YouTubers are very, very, very not transparent. There's like this sort of disconnect with many YouTubers nowadays where you're watching and you just feel nothing more than the audience. And don't get me wrong, it's kind of how it should be, but you know, parasocial relationships In 2016, there was this huge sense of community, and I think that's the biggest things that people miss from 2016, because what kind of fucking community do we have now? Instagram real comments? That shit's like fucking, that shit's worse than 2016 YouTube. You guys have been alive for like past 2 years. Instagram Reels comments makes 2016 YouTube, makes it look dog shit. There is nothing 2016 YouTube has on Instagram Reels. I honestly don't understand why people miss 2016 YouTube for the offensive part. If you want to watch something offensive, just fucking download Instagram. It's that easy. There will always be offensive content. Like people act like the offensiveness in 2016 just disappeared off the platform entirely. No, it's still gonna be there. As I mentioned earlier, it's that sense of community that like people with like actual neurons in their brain miss. Wait, I'm kind of too stupid to be talking about people's brains. It's that sense of community, and I cannot blame people for missing that. I honestly, I don't want to get too, guys, like my videos, but that's kind of what I hope one day to achieve. Now, obviously, I have to do a way more better job than uploading like fucking 4 times a month. Like, what the fuck is this? So hopefully making a sense of community that kind of appeals to that 2016 audience. I'd love to do that. It would be cool, because I know it's still there, because I still see a lot of people really sad about how they miss their little parasocial relationships with their favorite YouTubers. I'm really going off. I'm really not cohesive with this video, aren't I? Sorry, it's been a fucking month since I did this. I think that's pretty clear. And you know, I think one thing I want to point out, I'm talking a lot about myself right now, and you can chop that up to me just being like, okay, I'm obviously like some random teenage kid that's just insecure. But like me talking about myself saying, oh, this video fucking sucks, or if you're watching, you should move off. That was very common in 2016. And if you're watching this video right now and thinking, okay, that's kind of cringe, or you've already clicked off already, I feel like that kind of reflects on like how far the internet has changed, because back then that was funny. Being self-aware, that was funny. That was cool. That meant you were cool. Me doing that now is just so out of place on these heavily scripted videos. Yeah, this is all improv, by the way. That should be pretty clear. I mean, look how I'm talking. These scripted videos nowadays, whenever someone tries to be transparent for their audience like I am now, it's kind of being improv. And they're not a perfect speaker, completely smart, completely cohesive. It's gonna be so jarring for modern audiences. It's gonna make it so hard not to click off, because it's just not what we're used to seeing online. But yeah, it's definitely changed. The online world has absolutely changed, and pretending it hasn't, because I see a lot of people as well just saying, oh, YouTube has always been kind of ass. Like, no, it's changed. 2016 YouTube objectively was better, and objectively really worse in a lot of ways. But I'm gonna be honest, I hate censorship. It's heavily censored now, and I just feel like this might be a little jarring to say, but censorship is just straight up worse than whatever 2016 YouTube can offer. Because oh my god, like I've never felt so unproductive watching a YouTube video nowadays, because it just feels like just AI generated slop. Like it feels like I'm being played whenever I'm on this platform. It's insane. Speaking more personally, since I've been started making YouTube videos, I've been heavily comparing to Leafy's here in my comments. And it's understandable. I make commentary videos with CS2 videos in the background. I'm honestly begging the world to make fun of me or call me a 2016 snob. I actually didn't grow up watching Leafy's here, but I have been watching a shit ton of his videos, because as stupid as all these 2016 YouTubers seem to be, they were really fucking smart. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, look at our numbers. I mean, that is a good part of it, but as a YouTuber, and as someone who is I'm actually pretty passionate about this. It's embarrassing to admit. I mean, it's not really embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed about what you're passionate about. But I'm passionate about YouTube. So when I see successful YouTubers, I try to take at least something away from them. And Leafy is here. These 2016 YouTube channels, they obviously knew what they were doing. It wasn't just pure slop. Because honestly, when I watch older 2016 content, to this day, even though the 2016 was fucking like over 10 years ago, dog. Wait, it wasn't over 10 years ago. Okay, I need to do math better, but I still feel I still find myself able to connect to the YouTuber so much more than any YouTuber now, because there's that level of transparency and honesty and mistakes and that kind of like uncensorship that is so relatable that it almost feels like you're having a normal conversation with someone. And I think that, as I mentioned earlier, that sense of community is just the biggest thing that people miss. Overall, like I had kind of had no plan on this video, and I might come back to this because honestly, I'm not really impressed with my improv here. But it's been a month. I wanted to put something out, and I might as well have talk about something that I'm like really personally interested in. Keyways from this video, if you're not smart enough to understand. 2016 YouTuber sucks. Yeah, terrible shit. but it was also gave people a sense of community that nothing nowadays does. So yeah, pros and cons, they're all there, and there's definitely good reasonings behind Yeats. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.